Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Jan Moses here back with my boy Harry. Harry, what's going on?
Going on? It's great to be back on the podcast. I don't know how much of a positive podcast this will be, but great to be back. I'm excited to kind of I guess kind of recap season 2 so far, kind of see what we're thinking about it, and yeah, I'm excited. It's good to be back.
Yeah, no, good to have you back. Good to have you back. Harry and I just checked. It's been about 4 weeks since our last recording. We recorded it on October 20th when they ended up dropping the. Oh, that's not the right page. Right here, the season 2, and I think they also revealed the liftoff content that came out at the start of season 2. Is that true? I thought liftoff came off actually at the end of season 1. I think NBA's back was like the first real part of
Yes, yeah.
season 2. But I guess they just revealed the player ratings. You can go back and listen to that pod to hear Harry and I's thoughts on the Ruby rewards for all the game modes, which just updating our thoughts on that. I mean, Harry can probably talk about this more, but just very, very briefly on my end. Not great that they're still rubies. But I want to start, I guess, with general thoughts. Just full disclosure, Harry and I have not really made any sort of script or agenda for this. We're just gonna go in off the cuff and see where things may end up, see where they lie at the end of it. I'm gonna give the floor to you, Harry. I guess if you want to go somewhat chronologically with some of your thoughts on my team. Again, just as a very quick reminder for you, not that you really need the reminder, I believe season 2 started off, as you can see here, and by you I mean the YouTube audience, with the NBA is back, and then the free keep program. So Harry, if you want to start with there, and then you can just continue going for as long as you'd like. The floor is yours.
Okay, I want to begin by prefacing, and I feel like I do this every time, but while I think I am good at ranting and destroying 2K for what they're doing wrong, like I don't necessarily enjoy it. Like I would love to just be able to hop on the game and have fun every day and not complain. Because I'm not like other YouTubers that Jan and I talk about a lot that like you can tell they try to find ways to critique it. We're not like that. When things are great, Jan and I will be the first people to praise it. Well, if anything, I will be the overly optimistic person, like praising everything and being so happy. But when things are bad, I'm gonna torch it. I'm gonna destroy it because I'm gonna be honest. Like I think Jan and we mentioned something in the last podcast that like if we're not liking how things are going, we're not gonna play it. Like I know Jan has been playing in and out, but I haven't really played my team in a couple weeks like I was before. Like I'll get on every now and then play a game, but I really haven't played for probably even over an hour in the past couple weeks. And I think that it's funny, I remember in the last podcast I gave the season 2 introduction like an F or something, or like a 0, something ridiculous like that, and I still feel like I'm even more let down. I felt like I was trying to prepare myself for failure, and I'm even more like shocked and appalled at how bad this season is. Like I said this a while ago to Jan. I was like, privately, I was like, I hate to use the word dead because I feel like people like to just throw that word out there.
Yeah.
But I think this has been the most like dead my team has felt maybe ever. I'm seeing YouTubers quit left and right. I'm seeing, people on Twitter not playing as much. A lot of negative. It's hard to see any positives with my team. And I think unlike before, where at least we had an auction house that you can at least snipe on and focus on that when the gameplay and the content isn't that amazing, but now that's out of the picture. So there's like, I feel like I have no reason to really play. I mean, starting with the obvious, the fact that the rewards are rubies for all these game modes. Like we ended season 1 grinding for a free Diamond Wade, a free Chris Bosh, all these diamond players, and now we're going into season 2 grinding for rubies, we're at a point where rubies are just not. They're not meant to be on your team, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I think the pacing has been fine in that regard, but you have to give us more things to play for. Like, how did we go from grinding for diamonds in season 1 to season 2? We're grinding for rubies in these game modes and grinding for amethyst agendas in comparison to diamonds that we were doing. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, there's no reason for me to play any of these modes to get rubies. Like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
and like going beyond that, like I'm not I don't want to hate on Shea, but I don't think he's a great or exciting player for beating all the game modes. So it'd be one thing if, yeah, they're rubies, but maybe I could grind for like a fun card that I want to get for beating all the game modes. But no, I don't care about the Shea. And I'm not going to sit there and spend hours and hours and hours and put time into this where I could be doing other things just so I can beat it, the entire thing just to do it. Like, that's not, it's a waste of time. I think that this season has really showed me more than anything how little 2K cares about my team in comparison to Park.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, like the Freaky promo, the Halloween promo, it wasn't a Halloween promo. The only thing that was in relation to Halloween was Freaky, the title of the packs. That was it. There was no this in previous years. They even do such little things like getting candy and stuff like that, like cool Halloween ideas. There was nothing. Like, but look at Park. In Park, you can trick or treat and you can go to different places around the neighborhood and get candy, which give you VC and stuff. You can wear clothes in Park games where you can get double XP. Nothing on my team. It's sad, and it's like, you know, stuff like this, and I hate to compare it to other games, but stuff like this really makes me kind of miss playing games like Madden, where like they really take these kind of holidays seriously, and they always make it so there's stuff to do with holidays and keeping the holiday spirit. You know, another example is and I'll let Jan speak more about it because I don't remember it as much as I'm sure he does. But 2K did the whole in-season tournament thing on my team, which should have been such a cool thing where we can grind the game. But nope, there's no grinding.
Yeah.
It's all about spending MT, having I forget how much MT it was, like 150k or something.
Like 14k per card.
Ridiculous like that, to buy all these overpriced emeralds just so to hope that these guys will get evoed up just winning games. Very uncreative. And then again, you look at Park, and they actually added an in-season tournament you could do in My Career to play with your team. Like, why is Park and all of them getting so much hype and so much cool stuff, and my team is getting nothing? You know what I mean? I think it's really been showing me that like my team is not the focus, and like if that's the route they want to take, fine. But it's like, for me, it's like I value my time. It's not like previous years where I can just sit at home and do nothing or and just play all day. Like, I think now I have more stuff to do. Like, I just got out of dealing with the LSATs, so that's a whole different thing. So now, you know, I was focusing on that and so many other things, but like, I don't want to really, it doesn't make me want to play something when 2K doesn't want to put effort in. Like, I don't want to put effort into something that the effort from them isn't being reciprocated. Like, I feel like this is the most uninspired, uncreative my team. Like, there's nothing to do. Like, I want, even you, like, tell me what I should have been doing these 2 weeks where I haven't been playing my team. Should I be grinding these game modes and getting rubies, which have no impact on my team? Should I be, I get that, like, I did level 40 pretty quickly in like a week or two, but it's like, still, it's like, there should still be things for me to do. Like, up until today, there hasn't been barely any agendas. You know, it's great that they added the gauntlet back, but you have to get 15 wins on like in a row in clutch time online. Like, I think I am capable of doing that, but I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to put myself through the stress, and it's not worth it, quite frankly. For it, what was the reward? Joe Johnson? Like, come on.
Yeah. Like,
2K, like, make it worth it. Like, make it worth it. So like, I don't know. I'm really disappointed, and I think that, I mean, like, even looking at it from a grand scheme of things, okay, next season we probably won't be getting rubies, but we'll probably be doing these game modes for amethysts. I already think that amethysts are already kind of dead in this game. People are already stacking their teams up with diamonds. I assume next season we may get pink diamonds. I don't know. So yeah, I think we will actually, yeah, because I think they said diamonds will be good for season 1 and season 2.
correct.
So now what? Are we going to be grinding amethysts when diamonds and are great and pink diamonds are coming out? So it's like, I'm kind of foreseeing now that there's no point of playing my team unless you're spending money. And like the player market, it's like, I'm okay with the concept in theory, but all they're really doing is locking these great, amazing players that you'd want into sets where you have to spend like over a million MT around there each time to get these great players. And because of the player market prices, even if you wanted a really good Ruby that came out, you have to spend like 40 to 60k. So there's no budget players. Like, one thing I agree with someone like DBG on is that like there's no budget players in the game because you have to spend so much MT. So it's like whenever they do these new releases, it's like there's no, unless you have the million or 800, 900K to spend every week or every couple weeks, there's nothing exciting because you're not going to spend 120K to get an amethyst that you might not like. You're not going to spend, you know what I mean? So it's like, what do I do? So now I'm looking into the next couple seasons and I'm like, it's going to be the same thing. I don't know what they could do to get me excited because we already see how they're playing it out. And I think while 2K also did they made right steps in rewarding you for playing the game. Now that we're kind of out of that honeymoon phase, I'm seeing it where it's like it's nothing too spectacular. Like
Yeah.
what am I gonna do? Play a clutch time online to get 1200 MT and just keep doing that over and over again, or or just playing unlimited every day to get 4K each game? It's like what am I supposed to do right now? Just play the same games over and over again?
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna. Like I said, I hate comparing it to other games because I feel like it's like apples to oranges. But like, I'll compare it to Madden for a second because I do on Twitter. I kind of keep up with what's going on in every game just for my own thing. But I know right now they're doing legend solos where if you grind all of them out, you can get a free legend, and you can basically that you can sell on the auction house, and you can keep that free legend. You can wait till 99 legends come out, but you have that free card that you can get and get the best player and sell it. So
Yeah.
right now, if you did all these easy solos, you can sell that legend for like 700K right now for like a 91 overall or whatever, or you can keep it and maybe make more. But there is nothing like that in 2K that you could really make MT. Like I think, like I said, it's a great step that you can now play these games and feel like you at least made MT. But it's not enough MT to where you want to just play for nothing when you don't care about the rewards at all. So I don't know. I know this was a pretty big rant, but it's like it's really I'm giving it an F, like a 0, because it's very unexciting. Like today, even they released. All right, cool, and Anthony Davis. I think it's. Am I still on? I'm gonna. Okay,
No,
can you
you're
hear me?
good. You're good.
Okay, I thought I closed it out. Yeah, like Anthony Davis, great. Like for me, that card would probably make my bench, but it's like, what is the point when they're releasing a Diamond LeBron? It's like they're just like, you know, they're giving us a plate full of shit to have us eat it, and they're like, you guys got to thank us for it. It's just like, come on. So I don't know. I'm very disappointed. I have no excitement for my team. I haven't played in a couple weeks where I could have been playing and grinding. I don't know where. And like I said, I kind of foresee where this my team direction is going. So if it really keeps up, I hate to say I don't know how long I'll be on my team. Like and it's sad. It does make me sad because I don't want to be negative. Like Jan,
Yeah.
I felt, I really, one thing I kind of regretted in 2K22 is leaving Jan and just leaving my team because I was so bored of it. And this year I really wanted to stay on it no matter how I was feeling just so I can play with Jan. But it's like, and talk about it, but it's like, what am I playing for? Like, I'm fine with keeping the game and just playing co-op or with Jan and playing Park and this and that. Like, that's fun for me.
Yeah.
But in terms of playing alone and grinding for myself, I have no interest at all. So I don't know what 2K can really do at this point. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy. It kind of like validates my feelings when I look at the community because they're also, I can see, done with it. I see YouTubers who have played for years quitting.
Yeah.
I see people who have said like, I'll make videos for content, but I have no reason to play on my own for fun. So it's sad, you know what I mean? Because it shouldn't be like this. And yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry if that was such a long-winded answer, but what are your thoughts on the game?
No, I mean, I think I agree with a lot of what you said. I want to take a second to go back to our podcast that we did last where we previewed season 2. And I know I've spoken about this on the channel, I think at least once or twice since that podcast dropped about 4 weeks ago, where Harry gave it a 1 out of 10, or sorry, Harry gave it a 0. And in our pre-pod Discord chat, he actually updated his score to a negative number out of 10. And I had given it a 1 out of 10 in hopes that, in spite of all the bad rewards, bad because they were all Ruby gems, or sorry, Ruby tier cards, if they had given us a lot of agendas like the one you see on your screen right now, at least you should be seeing on your screen right now, let me confirm. Yes, you are. The Anthony Davis reward, which they just put in today, where you have to win a game in every game mode that they offer in this game to get AD, and you have basically 9 days from the time of this recording to get it done, which I think is very fair. They didn't make it a weekend only thing, which would have been my fear. They made it for another 9 days, which is awesome. At the start of the season, we had, if you include the NBA's back, you were able to grind that. And if you had grinded it in a certain way, which I believe meant if you got your 30 wins and then you started it again, like you started like, game number one, win number one, or I guess win number 31, you were able to continue getting the amethyst reward cards from that set. Whereas I had stopped at 30 because I grinded for 2.5 hours in TT offline just to get Malcolm Brogdon, who I do not like as a person. I know, I'm kidding. Just in the game, he's not great. But like you could keep grinding that, which wasn't bad. Then I will say the only thing I will give to 2K as part of the Freaky program was they gave us the ability to grind for 3 Freaky cards. We had Freaky Steve Smith, who I am basically no money spent outside of getting the Pro Pass so far for the past 2 seasons. And I'm running this Amethyst Steve Smith still at shooting guard. He's pretty solid. Then an Amethyst Sean Bradley, which is whatever. I mean, he's great because he's tall, but he's also a 25 speed center, which is just not going to be viable online, I think. And then Freaky Sean Livingston, who I also kind of like. But again, like they give us all these cards for free to grind. And then on Halloween, we get Freaky Chet Holmgren. On the Friday before all these grindable cards dropped, we had Freaky Magic Johnson and the Paul George. And I would take the Paul George, the Magic Johnson, and the Chet Holmgren all well ahead of the Sean Livingston, the Sean Bradley, and the Steve Smith cards. So, I'm all about, I'm all in favor of 2K giving us stuff to grind, but I just wish they didn't make it so obvious that they really want you to throw money at them, because the cards you can get for spending MT are significantly better in this one program than the cards you get for just grinding the game. And then after that, I thought 2K had a really good chance to give us an opportunity for spotlights or a new domination, because I think the majority of people who play this game, not even religiously, because I'm playing MyTeam on a very casual level, hence me being level 28, as you guys saw probably in the top right corner earlier. I'll flash it again for you guys right here, level 28 up there. But they had an opportunity to allow us to grind for these NBA tournament battle cards. If you take a look at the cards, and plenty of people have covered this already because this content's now 2 weeks old. The Nikola Jokic is not that great of a card. You can do damage with him, for sure, but he's not like some elite big man. We probably have, we have Wemby probably coming in the next couple of weeks. We've already had, before, when he came out, we already had Joel Embiid. We have Chet Holmgren now, who's an absolute dog. Dwight Howard just came out, and he's pretty damn good. So, this Jokic card is nothing special. It would have been great if 2K gave us the opportunity to grind for this card, because they made this a Friday content drop, and they basically said, okay, here's your drop. We're going to give you the ability to grind for 2 of these cards. And mind you, 30 of these cards, the cards that you have to buy or grind for, they're all emeralds. So their grindable content for a Friday content drop was grinding through agendas to get emerald cards. And they're all 14K, as we mentioned earlier, which is insane. I think it puts the Jokic at somewhere between 400 and 450K to get. The Tyler Hero is nothing special. The Michael Porter's nice, but I'm not going to go and buy 15 emeralds that are 14K a pop to go and get Michael Porter Jr. I'm sorry, I'm just not. It just makes no sense for me to do that. So this made all the sense in the world to be a spotlight grind, and I think that's what 2K would have done in any other year. But this year, it just really feels like they want you to spend money. And I'm losing my patience with the game mode and with the developers, or the people that make all the major choices in this game when it comes to how they want to implement certain agendas and certain content drops, if you want to call it content.
But again, can I interject something really quickly?
Sure.
I'm curious what you think. Back to what I said earlier, and it's not a 2K thing, because from what I've seen, Park has been doing really well, and they've been getting a lot of stuff to do. Why does it make sense that this is a money thing on my team, yet on my career you can actually play in the tournament with your team? They could do the same thing on my team. Where imagine, and I'm thinking of this in a second. Okay, let's say you pick your favorite team in my team. It could be the Knicks. Yep. You have to play through the tournament, and if you beat the tournament, whether offline or online, you you get a card from your team that can evo, like it's so like I thought of that in a second.
Yeah.
Like why has Park been getting all these fun stuff to do, whether it's Halloween or this and that, and everything on my team has to be about money. Like they don't. It's insane to me how they're just blowing off my team completely this year, and no creativity whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all comes down to money. It really feels like this year, with the player market, they came out and they said, the player market is going to make top end cards more easily accessible, which I think they hit on that very well. Because in previous years, I think one thing that people keep forgetting, because everyone who's pro auction house loves to mention how the game would be better if there was an auction house, and we're taking power away from 2K from setting the prices. But people also forget that it wasn't the average consumer, like average MyTeam player, who was setting prices for these players. You had people that were buying MT from a third-party site, and they were going out and some cards are being price fixed. Like this James Harden that we got today. He I think costs 450k. I think in a prior MyTeam, there's a chance that one of these cards, maybe Scotty Barnes, the Amethyst that just came out today, maybe he would be the gatekeeper, and maybe he would cost some insane amount, but instead he costs like 85k, 84k, and that price is going to be fixed. My issue is not with that. My bigger issue when it comes to the game mode is they emphasize how it's easier to make MT. You basically are making I want to say double the amount of MT in mostly every game mode compared to prior iterations of MyTeam. But the problem is, even if the player prices aren't as high, there aren't really a lot of ways to make a lot of MT. We're capped, which is a big issue that I have in every single mode. Clutch time offline, I think you're capped at 1200 MT. Domination, you're capped at 4000 MT. And I feel like, especially for all-time domination, and I know for every single game that you win, you get, if you win by 15 points, you get an additional, I mean, we can take a look right now and see. I know you get an additional 1500, I think, for getting 2 stars, and then at 3 stars, it's an additional 2750 maybe. Sorry, 1750 for 2 stars, 2500 for 3 stars, but I don't know why we're still being capped at 4000. If we're beating the Hall of Fame CPU, that should be higher than 4,000. And so, I want to go back to, or I want to go to a point that, as Harry was mentioning, we had a few YouTubers quit, and one of them is a guy that really kind of came after my time, my prime time in 2K, but right when I was quitting was when I think he was starting roughly, and that's JD Crossover, and he put out a long video. I showed the tweet earlier while Harry was talking, about, we got a Moments card, which is another card that I think should have been grindable, because yes, it's a diamond, but it's a point guard diamond card that no one's going to really use. No one is going to buy Tyrese Maxey. This is a card that he'd probably be 50k, 60k in any other MyTeam after he was, out for a week. But instead, if you take a look at Tyrese Maxey, and he's not even in the player market anymore, but they were phrasing it, or they were selling it to us as, you have 48 hours for the opportunity to go to the player market and spend 245k VC on this card. So if you get 10k MT an hour, you have to grind a full day's worth of MyTeam to get this Tyrese Maxey card.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just add one thing, because I didn't even scratch on Moments, because that honestly, I felt like anger when you said that. The 2K literally said an entire thing before the season how they were gonna do Moments with, if a player does really well, we'll give him this card, and if he does something that, you know what I mean, they had layers to it. They gave us one Moments card, and there's been so many amazing performances. I mean, the fact that I get that 2K would want to wait, but the fact that there's been nothing said about Wemby, who has broken, achievement after achievement after achievement, who's done so well, and so many other players in the league who have been, scoring really high in numbers or doing really well, whatever wise, we haven't gotten any Moments. So nothing makes sense. We get, we get a Maxi. That's one card. How many moment cards have we been owed in the past couple weeks of NBA being back? It's Make it make sense. If you're gonna do this, don't half-ass and just give us a card whenever you feel like it, just because you don't want to break the game with the card. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of moment? Because what did Wemby score? Like 30? I don't know,
Wemby
something like
had
that.
he had I have it pulled up right now on my screen. He had 38 points with
Yeah,
10 rebounds, 2
38. What's
blocks.
the point of doing moments if we're not gonna? That's the point of moments, to reward cards like that. And if 2K doesn't want to give us a diamond Wemby, give us an amethyst Wemby. Do something to make it, like, make us like. That's all fun of moments because it makes you want to watch NBA games. So you want to see your fun cards being put into my team. But like, to give us one moments card after what is it, 3 weeks of NBA or whatever it is, it's like, come
Yeah.
on, like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, like that's the level of effort that we expect in like December, because we've seen that happen
Yeah,
before where like they stopped doing moments cards
yeah, they're
3
not even
months in.
trying in the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Like we've only got one card to your point, and like the Victor, I can almost kind of get from their perspective only because I'm sure they want to make Wemby just like LeBron, just like KD, just like
But anyone,
Carmelo, a
how many
player to find
other
a collection.
amazing stack games have come out in the past 3 weeks and we're only getting, you know what I mean? We should
Yeah.
be getting moments every week. Every week. Doesn't have to be a diamond every time. Give us Ruby and Amethyst. But one moments card in 3 weeks, like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, Brunson had 45 against
Right, yeah,
Milwaukee.
literally. Yep, yep,
You
yep.
know, like that to me is crazy. They need to really pick up on that, and they really like they need to give us, if you're gonna make moments cards come out this infrequently, then give us a way to grind for them. Don't give us, oh, you have 2 days to buy this card
100%.
and then
Yeah.
you have what, and then it's gonna be
Yeah.
in base packs like
Yeah,
for
and
the
how
rest of
hard?
time.
Yeah, exactly. How hard is it also to give us a diamond maxi and packs and say, okay, you can grind agendas for an amethyst maxi and a ruby maxi. You know what I mean? How hard is that to give us something to grind for? So it's not a moments card comes out that's just another card that's going to be either locked behind a set or that's going to be locked behind hundreds of thousands of MT. That, you know what I mean? It's just it's frustrating.
Yeah, no, I mean it's incredibly frustrating. I mean, if I take a look right now at the odds, like right now they're saying I have a less than 2% chance, if they want us to rip base packs, you have a less than 2% chance of pulling Tyrese Maxey. So like why would I want to rip these packs? I'm going to get a freaking emerald or a sapphire if I'm lucky, let alone Tyrese Maxey. So that's another big issue for me, you know, in combination with the fact that, like, again, if you spend 24 hours to grind, and another thing that we don't like that Harry and I touched on a while ago is the way these player values depreciate over time is just not enough. One thing I will give 2K some credit for today is the players that we got that came out in today's drop. The prices are a little more affordable. Like, I think, if I'm wrong, Harry, I'm sorry. I know you've not been on my team in a while, so you probably can't
No,
fact
they
check me.
they,
But
they did.
the
They
Pete
did.
Maravich and the Scotty Barnes that came out today, I think, are the first amethysts that are under 100K. I think on
Yeah.
drop, like on the day that
That's
they came out.
Yeah, that's fine, and I'll give that to 2K, but it's such a turnoff for me when they're make all the best cards are locked behind like set after set after set. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
not. It's
like
not
that's a big
nothing.
issue.
There's
Also,
there's yeah.
also, I mean, I was gonna also mention, like, this is from season one, and this is a big issue that I had, that I thought they were gonna like keep this going. In season one, every Tuesday that we got content, that set was completely earnable through agendas, and I thought
Yep.
that was awesome. And like, even if you don't want to make it fully grindable, let us at least grind for like half of the set. You know?
Yeah, yeah, it's funny too because it's like a manipulation where 2K makes you think like, oh, you can get what is it, 10 cards, you know, 10. It's like you can get for the new Diamond LeBron, you can get 10 out of the 3 players or whatever for that. But it's really they're giving you 10 players out of what, like 32 cards or something like that for all these sets. Like it really doesn't make any difference at all. And they're
Yeah,
not giving you
well,
Amethyst.
the
It's all
LeBron
rubies
set,
and
I
gold.
want to just go back for a second, Harry. The LeBron set, I think, is actually a pretty massive, I don't want to call it a scam, but I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah, that's what I'm
delusion.
saying.
They're deluding
Yes.
the audience in thinking like, oh, we're gonna start with one of the two grindable sets
Yep.
for LeBron because you need these players, and you can't see it now. But I'm gonna go to the collection, and I'm going
And
to
now we're
go
gonna give you
to
2 sets that are probably gonna be around 1 million, if not 950K, that you have to spend to do this. But think about it. What do they expect you to have? Like for it's if you're gonna spend money on the game, it's one thing. This is obviously what they're catering towards, but like if we're looking at the perspective of someone who just plays a game and doesn't spend money at all or spends a little bit every whatever amount of time, they expect you to have over a million MT every couple weeks to get the big reveal. That's not
Yeah.
sustainable at all. So you're just, and it's not like previous years where it's like, okay, I can't afford Diamond LeBron, but there's a budget Ruby or Amethyst, whoever that I can just get or snipe. But you can't do that because of the player market. There's no budget cards that you can just pick up. So there's no point for the no money spends or the people who spend a little bit of money for any of these promos because you can't. It's impossible to make the MT from the game to keep up with these promos every time.
Yeah. The point I was going to mention before is I think the way they were diluting, the general casual MyTeam community is they start with the grindable set, because then what you do is right now on the screen I'm showing that you have the Amethyst John Havlicek, the Ruby TJ Warren, the Sapphire Vin Baker, the Emerald Tristan Thompson, and the Emerald Daryl Armstrong. And up until today, they showed these 5 cards plus a question mark that just said coming soon. And what people don't get is, you think, okay, well, I'm going to be able to grind for half of this set. But this is the same exact kind of thing as Giannis. And I don't remember if you needed to have the Sean Livingston, the Sean Bradley, and the whatever the shooting guard card was. I forget his name already. But with this set, they're giving you the allure of, oh, you can grind for players and you need it for the set. This set is still going to cost you 900K. Because if James Harden costs 450K, we're going to get another diamond insert that's going to come out next week, and he's also going to be 450K. And what 2K also did that I really didn't like is there were people, Harry, that were ripping packs, these Majestic packs, on Wednesday. And there was no reason to do so, because every card that was available for the Majestic set as of 2 days ago was, or I guess yesterday, no, 2 days ago, today's Friday, 2 days ago was earnable through agendas. So you're only ripping packs because there's a less than 2% chance for that LeBron James card. And you don't know what that number is.
LeBron, yeah.
Right?
No, it's really mean. It's like, it's the equivalent of like taking your son to like, the car shop and showing him all these cars you can get and then being like, oh, but now you really got to work for it and make all this money. It's like they're just teasing you with these little agenda cards that you can grind for, and then you have to spend over 1 million or close to 1 million MP just to get. It's like it's not. It's like, again, it's like if this is the type of effort and this is how they're treating the fan base that plays the game, it's such a big turnoff to not wanting to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really big issue. I just don't like that they're doing this, because it really does feel like it's one thing to feel cash grabby. This genuinely feels scummy. It just feels like the MyTeam developers, whoever's calling the shots when it comes to how they're implementing content in this game mode, they're trying to push the community, or they're trying to basically squeeze us as hard as they can to get every drop of money from us, and they want to see when people are going to stop. We're seeing some of the content creators go. Content creators like DBG that Harry mentioned are commenting on how views for the MyTeam videos are down more than they usually are for this time of year. Usually it's, I guess down in like September before the regular season starts. But even now, like, we're almost a month into the regular season and the views are down. Like, and that's a product, not because people are putting out bad content, but there really is nothing to do. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the current crop of the MyTeam YouTubers, and that's not me throwing shade on them. It's just I'm a little older now. Like, the reason why I played Madden for 3 years, Madden Ultimate Team for 3 years after I quit MyTeam, was because I felt like I had kind of aged out of the MyTeam community and aged into the MUT community. And now coming back into the MyTeam community now at the ripe old age of 30, I just feel like a lot of like the jokes that these content creators make, they're just not targeted towards my age group. They're targeted more towards like the younger age group, which is fine. But I like guys like HTB. I feel like he puts out entertaining content. He has a pretty big following. I think he's pretty entertaining. And I feel like he's not putting out as much content as he used to. And he's someone who I don't know if he's still affiliated with MyTeam, but he's always been someone who's been very hesitant to put out harsh criticism of MyTeam. And this year, I've looked on Twitter because he pops up on my For You page all the time, and he's always like, "I'm gonna play Fortnite this weekend. I'm gonna play COD this weekend," and it'll be a quote tweet with the My Team Friday content drop in it. So it's his way of being like, "This shit's trash. I'm gonna
No,
play
he
something
he
else."
doesn't play my team really at all. He's kind of joined the flow of those 2K people who they don't really post my team anymore. They'll do those like little like what if I put LeBron James on this team? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he did, like totally off-brand, non-my team videos because that seems to be more like a lot of these my team guys are not, or they're quietly leaving. And I was gonna quickly add, like, I think a big example is my roommate, who he's not someone who's gonna grind my team all day, but he gets 2K every year because he loves basketball, and that's his way of also getting that extra connection to basketball. And he does he'll be the type of person, like, he'll get on every now and then, play a domination game. You won't he's not going to care to play an online game. That's just not what he's into. But he told me the other day, he's like, you know what, I kind of regret getting 2K. Like, he's
yeah,
not the casual fan who doesn't play all day, will play every now and then. He in his mind, even in his mind, he feels that it's unplayable, and there's not really anything to grind for at his level of the game. So I think that shows that even they're kind of burning off the casual audience who will get the game just because they like basketball, having nothing to do with grinding or spending money or whatnot. It's sad.
yeah. No, it's really sad. I mean, like, I'll say that I still enjoy the gameplay. And to the
Yes.
people out there that are like, I don't enjoy the gameplay in 2K, well, then this My Team is definitely not for you, because
Yeah.
everything else
Yeah.
in the game mode, I think, has taken a step back. But I really do wish that they gave us more to do. That, the offline, no money spent community is really getting shafted. And that's putting it politely. There really is nothing to do. I mean, like, literally all I really have left to do outside of like the 1 or 2 challenges that they drop per week to give us a base pack or a deluxe pack that are going to both guarantee me a gold, either from the collection or from the NBA Series 1 collection. Outside of that, like, what else do I have left to do? Like, do I want to go and play, all-time domination and play 3 games in an hour, lose all of them, and send videos to Harry about how Jason Kidd got his 7th steal in the first quarter? I don't want to do that, but I have been. Like, because I have nothing else to play, and I want to get my levels up. Because, the reason why I didn't want to rush through, outside of me not having as much time at the start of the year, or sorry, the start of the season, to grind to level 40. But the reason why I didn't want to do that is because I was afraid that I would get into Harry's position, which is like, well, what do I do now? I have to play Park, or I have to go and play something else, or I have to just go and do something else. And, like, I want to love my team. Like, I really do. And if you look, you're like, oh, why are you complaining? Like, you're a casual player, and if you take a look at my team, you have a solid team with, some amethysts and some diamonds, and, a lot of these cards you've grinded for, or you've gotten, at a good price because of deals of the day, and you have 600k MT, and it's like, okay, but I have 600k MT, and if I go and I get James Harden, my MT is gonna cut by like 80%. I'm gonna be down to like 150k, and then if I want to go and get, whatever comes out on Wednesday instead, well, I'm gonna have to sell all my players for 40% of their value, which sucks, unless I lock in for Harden. So it's kind of like you are saving up MT, and because the way the player market is, you have to still, like we said in season 1, you're basically married to your investments. There's no flipping them, which is fine. Like, I'm still okay with there being no auction house. Like, I want to be very clear. I feel like, as someone that doesn't get on the game that often, I like that you have to earn your MT by playing the game. I just wish they gave us more to play. I wish that they didn't cap the amount of MT that we could earn every single game. And I just wish that the market was a little more forgiving. I don't like the tax. I don't like that, if LeBron James is going to really be available for the majority of the community starting next Wednesday when the final set comes out. Let's say that LeBron James costs 900k if you want to go and buy the James Harden and complete his set, and then you want to get whoever they drop on Wednesday. The fact that LeBron James is still going to cost you like maybe 800k in January is wild. Like, that set should be drastically cheaper, in my opinion. I want to now just briefly segue, because I think we covered basically the majority of our thoughts. We're 2 weeks away from season 3. Harry, I want to know because I'm basically writing off the rest of this season. You know, they called, I think they said that we're getting an event, right? They were giving us an event on Wednesday of this past week, and that event was grinding for half of the LeBron James Majestic set, which is really not all that exciting. I'm gonna call this season a complete L, just like Harry. I'm giving it a 0. I don't think it's gonna get him, be improved, but I'm still gonna give them a chance to redeem themselves in season 3. So Harry, I want to ask you, what does my team have to do in season 3 to win you back and get you at least on a part-time level to contribute time to my team?
I really don't know, like I said, because I already see how the season 3 will go, where we're gonna be grinding for amethysts in a game where pink diamonds and diamonds are going to be being released. Like I don't know. I hate to say it, but I don't want to be so negative, but I really don't have any faith. Like not only seeing the current model, but just seeing how they want to treat the people playing the game with these like tax reductions or the player price reductions and doing these lock-in sets. Like they're showing us kind of their true colors, how they want to formulate the game. So they really have to change everything. Like there's not one specific thing. I don't know. Like I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? So I don't know what else they could really do. Like, because I feel like we're already kind of seeing where the game is headed.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for me, we need to have a new domination or a new spotlight series on day 1 of season 3. They need to give the offline community something to grind, because in season 1 we had regular domination. All-time domination is still insane, and by the time season 3 comes out, while it'll be more doable because you'll have pink diamonds, maybe I won't have to do this top secret method that Harry taught me, which I'm not going to reveal in case he wants to put a YouTube video out on that himself. But if you're going to be grinding all-time dom in season 3, you're really only going to be doing it for MT, because you can argue that Amethyst Pau Gasol is already outdated.
Season 1, he was outdated just because it's not a good card.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, I mean, the fact that the only grindable diamonds in season 2 that we had from the launch of season 2 were Wilt for level 40, and then Shea as like the new Brandon Roy. And then, I mean, Gordon Hayward's a collector level card. Michael Jordan was from Liftoff. Nate Archibald, collector level. No one cares. He's a midget. And then that's it for diamonds. Amethyst, Jerome Kersey wasn't that great. Terry Dishinger just became available today, and people are already complaining that they should put him at shooting guard because he's not going to be great at small forward, power forward. I mean, the only Amethyst I really liked that they offered us was Donovan Mitchell. And he was a Pro Pass card, so you have to pay for that card.
Again, how does it like make sense that it's whatever. Like in season 1 we get a Ruby Giannis, which should be like one of the best cards in the game, and now we're getting an Amethyst. That doesn't mean anything. When the game starts out with a Diamond Jordan, like none of the pacing makes any sense.
Yeah, no, again, it makes no sense. Like for me, I'm cool with Donovan Mitchell because again, I barely play my team this year, so like for me, there still is like some level of excitement when I log on, because I'm not playing this game for more than like, on like an average given day, I'll maybe log on for like 30 minutes to like do my exhibitions, maybe do a triple threat offline game, and then I log off. But like in season 1, I had so much drive to go out there and play. And I will give them credit, and hopefully Harry and I, whether it's tonight or on another day, will cover some of the stuff that that they have been doing lately. Like I want to maybe go more in depth on like the Majestic grind, if that even is a grind, if you want to call it that, and then this AD grind that they gave us. I think that's really nice. Like I'm hoping to maybe stream a little bit of this tomorrow on twitch.tv/BrothCindy. But we need more of this. They took way too much time in between that week 1 level of grind that we had, between the NBA's back Amethyst that we were able to get, and then the freaky Amethysts. And then I feel like we basically have nothing, because, like, again, I'm sorry, the Gauntlet concept is really cool, and I get that it's not for everyone, but it's for, like, 1% of the 1%.
Yeah, 100%. And the fact that I'm someone who can do it, like, I know I'm good enough to where I can do it, but I don't want to do it, because it's not... You're just adding stress to your life for a card that you don't need, Yeah,
like I was going to try to grind for Chris Bosh, and then I got really sick during the last week of season 1. I think it honestly was a blessing, because if I didn't get sick from...
It would have, it would have gotten you sick.
Yeah, I would have gotten sick from playing that. Like I would have become even more mentally sick than I probably am. and I can't afford that. I'm old. So like I can't afford that. And the fact that, I'm sure plenty of people complained online, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter or Reddit or whatever other forums there are, that, the Chris Bosh grind was ridiculous because it's 15 TT online games in a row. For the fact that they doubled down on that and said, okay, we're going to make Joe Johnson, who is arguably a worse reward than Chris Bosh, we're going to make him the reward for winning a much more sweaty and toxic game mode.
And there's no arguably. It's determined. It's undisputable, as Paul Heyman would say in the WWE.
Exactly. Like they give us this Diamond Joe Johnson card. I would rather have the Paul George, because Paul George can at least play like more, better defense, and he has, I think, very comparable ratings. And I'd rather shell out $240K or whatever the cost is to go and get Paul George than try and get this, Joe Johnson. I mean, I'm seeing, this YouTuber Decentric. Whenever I go onto my YouTube, I always see like he'll be, maybe not recently, maybe he got him already, and shout out to him if he has, because that guy's been going through it. He'll be grinding the gauntlet through Clutch Time Online for Joe Johnson, and he'll have like a bullshit loss at like the 5-win mark, 6-win mark, and it's just like, because anyone can win in any of these games, and it's not a win total. It's, you have to win 15 of 15. So like,
yeah, that's why I'd rather. I don't know why they don't just say like, I feel like win 30 games, but they don't have to be in a row is a much better way. Where it takes skill to get to 30 wins, but like it doesn't have to be in a row.
Yeah, or like if you want to make it a bigger number and make it across the the whole season, that's fine. Like make it a grind that makes more sense. Remove 100%. The in a row, like because you can't. You can say like, okay, if you're really skilled, then you'll get the Joe Johnson because you won 15 games in a row. But I think for a card of this caliber, especially, to Harry's points, make it 30, make it 50. I don't care. Like, make it 50, and
it's
then
the same testament,
yeah, like it's the same thing. Like for winning 50 of these games online, you're giving us some, I don't know what the trash reward. This Cliff Robinson, who's arguably the best of all the Ruby reward cards, but the key word there in that sense isn't best, it's Ruby reward. So, I think making Joe Johnson the Clutch Time Online reward for like getting 50 wins, or maybe even make it more if you want to make it more. Like you can make it an insane win total, but have it a win total and not a win total in a row. So like that's a big issue for me. Last point on my end that I have to say is for me, season 3, like I said at the top, give us new domination, give us something to grind, make the rewards better in every game mode, give us something to grind for. I mean, the rubies weren't that exciting in season 1, and they're not that exciting. They're significantly less exciting in season 2. I think if we have like 90 overall amethysts as rewards for season 3, that's a massive L.
It will be. I'm telling you, it 100% will be.
I feel like if they make him like, what's the highest rated amethyst? 91?
No, 92, right?
Is it? I thought diamond.
I think so. I think 93 is diamond. I'm pretty confident.
No, Dwayne Wade's a 92 diamond.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, so 91 is the highest overall amethyst.
Even that, I mean, again, they're gonna. I guarantee the season 3 hype will be pink diamonds.
Yeah,
so how does that make sense?
Like they should be diamond rewards because people aren't gonna get those rewards on day 1, and if they do, credit to them. Let them get these OP cards on day 1 of season 3 because they decided to not touch grass for like a day or two and just grind the game for like however much time it takes to get these rewards.
That's why I'm not really excited because 2K already fucked up the pacing with these amethyst and ruby game rewards, and they're too stubborn to admit that, and they're not going to fix anything. They're just gonna next season will be amethyst, and it's always going to be out of sync with what's going on in content. So I'd be shocked if they correct this path, but we'll see. Yeah. It would really amaze me if they steer direction, but we'll find out.
Yeah. That's all I have. Harry, any other closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, it's sad. And like I said, I know I keep repeating this. I hate to compare it to other games, but I'm in the same boat as Jan where I really liked a lot of and Jan played Madden much more than me, so he's much more of a Madden guy. But I love the Madden people on all walks of different categories compared to 2K, so I always keep up with what they're doing. And like if Thanksgiving if Halloween made me feel really bad about the content, like I'm kind of like Christmas is gonna be even worse because Madden, that's like their specialty of
zero chill
content. So like I hate that I'm in a position where it makes me regret not playing Madden this year because it seems like it's a lot of fun and the content's always great. So I don't know. It bums me out that I don't want to think that way. That where I feel like I got the wrong game and I'm seeing all this stuff going on in Madden. So it's it's sad. So we'll see like what happens. But yeah, I'm not excited. I don't know what would really bring me back because I feel like they really have to fix everything. There's a lot that has to be done.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
think there's a pretty good chance that come season 3, if we don't see, large scale changes to the way they put actual content into my team and um, put more offline content for the no money spent and offline grinders to engage with, and they treat Fridays the way they have been with programs like Swagger and with no grindable content, and then Majestic where they're masking a 900,000 MT paywall for LeBron by giving you free grindable cards that you can get to make the LeBron 900K instead of 1.1 million like Giannis was. If that's their idea of content, then you're going to be seeing a lot more park content on this channel when it comes to 2K content with
Yep.
Harry and I, because this is flat out unacceptable.
And
They're
they care
seeing,
about parks, so it's
yeah,
gonna be nice to focus on something that 2K cares about. Because if they're not caring about my team, I'm not gonna care about my team.
exactly. So, and it's really a shame. Like, it's not that we want to be this resentful towards the game mode,
No,
you
not
know?
at all. Not at all.
No, we want to play this game mode. We want to enjoy it. I mean, like, I try to, free up any time I have to play video games. I try to put it, obviously somewhat towards streaming with Tony, but like in my own private video game time, I want to play. I want a reason to play this game mode. Like, I'm about to start playing more my career because like I have to get my overall up so I can play with Harry online and not be clowned for having a 75 overall power forward center. But there just is no reason for me to play this game mode, and I want to play Park and be like, I'm playing Park because I want to, but I can also go back and play my team because I want to play that game mode too. Whereas now it's like I almost have to play Park because I bought NBA 2K24, and if I don't play Park, I'm not gonna have any desire to play 2K because my team is losing a lot of their consumers very, very quickly, even the casual ones, to Harry's point. So we'll see. If Harry and I don't make a podcast for season 3 like we did just now for the state of my team in season 3, and you see more park content, that can be your answer as to our thoughts on my team in season 3. With that said, I think Harry and I are gonna get on out of here. We may make another video covering some of the content that has come out, maybe a little more in depth recently in my team. Although I do feel like we have done a pretty good job, sort of covering all the bases when it comes to the game. Any last remarks, Harry, before we leave?
No, I think we've hit it pretty well. Like I said, it's funny that we really had no script or notes or anything. I think we summed it up pretty well. I think, yeah, like Jan said, season 3 will be a better indication of what we're really doing and how we're focusing on these videos. Because listen, we're not letting my team stop us. We're not letting the awful content and structure of that game. We're just gonna jump to Park, the more fun game mode,
Yeah,
and we're gonna have fun on that.
yeah,
So listen, yeah, we'll just keep doing our thing, and we'll see what we end up, what we end up doing.
that's right. Once again, Harry, appreciate the time. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching this and you have thoughts on season 2 that you want to share, let us know, and let us know if you have any interest in playing my team come season 3, or if you're tapping out for the rest of the season, for the rest of the year. It's a really, really sad time, as Harry said, to be a part of the my team community. We're hoping for change, but we're not optimistic, I guess we would say. Until next time, this is Jan signing out. Peace.